Hi, my name is Olivia Law, and today I will be talking about predictors of positive performance in graduate school. So to start off with a little introduction, graduate school is something that undergraduate students may begin to consider upon completion of their degree program, or even after they've already completed it sometime down the line. So undergraduate students may also want to consider benefits or some risks that are associated with higher education. So some concerns that undergraduate students may have when considering graduate school would be things such as tuition. Um, I know tuition can be a big factor. They could also consider debt after graduation. Um, Another concern may be mental preparation for higher education. Because a student is already completing a four-year degree, they would have to take into consideration that they're moving forward to complete usually around 2 more years of school. Some benefits that undergraduate students may consider before deciding whether to participate in a graduate degree program would be career advancement, a wider variety of job opportunities, and also a larger financial gain. So once an undergraduate student has taken into consideration all of these benefits and concerns, if and when they do decide to complete a graduate degree program, they may need to prepare for somewhat of a transition. So they'll want to make sure that they are prepared so that they can perform well in graduate school. And so that leads me to my topic, which was predictors of positive performance. And these are a list of some of the predictors of positive performance that were the most prevalent in the research that I studied. And so those factors were undergraduate GPA, professional identity, GRE scores, and admission requirements. Okay, so to start off, GRE scores and undergraduate GPA have both been used over time to predict positive performance in graduate school. So the GRE measures skills that have been developed over a long period of time. According to a study done by Newton in 2007, the GRE is not always related to a specific field of study. In the study done by Newton, they compared the predictive nature of both the GRE and undergraduate GPA, and they concluded that undergraduate GPA may be a better predictor. They also concluded that an undergraduate GPA equal to a 3.8 or more should be sufficient in order to make admission decisions with some degree of certainty. In contrast to the study done by Newton, which stated that both GRE scores and undergraduate GPA scores could be used to predict success in a graduate degree program, some studies found that GRE scores were unlikely to predict progress in a program. In a study performed in 2017, it was found that none of the GRE subtests used in the study predicted graduating with a PhD, whereas undergraduate GPA significantly predicted graduation with a PhD, and this study was done by Kohler in 2017 and Collins. So in conclusion, both the GRE and undergraduate GPA have been used to predict positive performance in graduate school, and that's what I did find in most of the research studies that I read. It does seem from the studies that undergraduate GPA may be a better predictor compared with GRE scores, but more research will need to be done to determine that. Okay. Another predictor of positive performance in graduate school is professional identity. So professional identity is related to how a person identifies themselves socially and personally. So students may develop professional identity through their undergraduate degree program. They can also develop personal identity through other areas such as work experience or activities that they do outside of school. Students are constantly developing a sense of personal or professional identity. A study done in 2013 by Kim Pietro and colleagues examined the relationship between a sense of professional identity and academic success among underrepresented minority graduate students in biomedical or in a biomedical doctorate program. She found that a sense of professional identity is related to success in sciences among underrepresented minority students, but not for non-underrepresented minority students. A sense of professional identity may also be linked to the student's use of mentors and developing as a scientist and a member of a professional community rather than just someone who's performing experiments. Another predictor of positive performance in a graduate program are admissions requirements. So each college may have a specific set of admission requirements that students do have to meet in order to be considered for their graduate degree programs. Admission requirements are used to determine the best students for the programs in ways such as making sure that the student is prepared for the graduate degree program and that they will perform successfully. Admission requirements may include things such as GRE scores and undergraduate GPA, which I talked about previously. Some other requirements may also include usually include a bachelor's degree and may also include relevant experience in the field of study. A study conducted by Lamadrid, Figueroa, and colleagues found that admission requirements may predict higher GPAs, but it's not a good predictor of completed graduation. The study suggested that factors delaying graduation may not be directly related to entry-level academic skills, but may actually be related to difficulties in the development of a student thesis or final project, or other related causes such as a student having to go back to work. In conclusion, there are many different factors that impact positive performance in graduate school, including admission requirements, GRE scores, undergraduate GPA, and professional identity. Just to recap a little bit, GRE scores and undergraduate GPA have both been used to predict the positive performance in graduate school. In most of my studies, I did find results that concluded that undergraduate GPA may be a better predictor for a positive performance in graduate school compared with GRE scores. But again, more research would need to be done to determine that. Also, some studies did conclude that GRE scores were not predictors of positive performance at all. Going back to professional identity, again, this was something that I discussed. Students develop over time through their undergraduate career. They can also develop it through work experience and other activities outside of school. Having a sense of professional identity has been shown in research to positively affect performance in graduate degree programs as well. See. Also, another predictor of positive performance in graduate school would be admission requirements. So again, admission requirements are usually set forth to make sure that a student will be able to perform successfully for a graduate degree program and that they are ready for higher education. Admission requirements include things like a bachelor's degree, undergraduate GPA, GRE scores, and also relevant experience in the field of study. So overall, predictors of positive performance are very important to determine if students are ready for a graduate degree program. They do ensure that the student can select those, that the school can select those that will perform successfully, and that the student can also assess if a graduate program is the right option for them. And again, my name is Olivia Wall, and I thank you for listening to my presentation today. And then at the end, I just have a list of all my references. Thanks again.